That's me underwater, Martin. Martin thought I was over here. Martin thought I had like a Tourette's. I was possessed or something. Martin, I'm underwater. Martin, we going out to the sea. We keep losing these fish animals. Movie review extravaganza. Martin ain't doing Gansas no more. Like,
if you ain't gonna try, I ain't gonna try.
I try. I got creative with it. Yeah, I put a spin on it, Martin. You don't appreciate
spin around one more time. And come up with something
you don't appreciate my artistic integrity that I have here. See what I'm working with, people. I'm Corey Coleman.
Working with.
See what I'm working with. They don't inspire me. They don't appreciate my creativity right here. I'm Corey Coleman over here. I got little Martin Thomas.
What kind of goof juice y'all want?
Oh, the good stuff, man. Good stuff. Would you like it? Would you like a cup?
No.
Hey, go on, take a little snifter right here, man. Oh, Corey Goodwin.
What's up, man?
How you doing? Oh, I'm sorry. We got serious Corey Goodwin here today.
Yes.
Can't get
very
silly.
stern place you need to be at, man.
Can't get silly like your uncles over here. Huh? Yeah, boy.
I don't think I'm old enough to drink with y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you ain't ready for this, homeboy.
Yeah. You know, see, that's what happens, man. These boys they go off to college and start thinking they too good for us now.
Got your masters, huh?
Yeah.
I apologize.
Yeah, college boy, college bitch. All right, people. Very disappointed with Pixar, man. Pixar can't keep track of their fish. Keep losing them, man. You know, we just found Nemo. Put him back in his aquarium, reunited him with his dad.
How many years ago did we find Nemo?
What's that?
How many years ago did we find Nemo?
Man, it was quite a few, but it just feels like yesterday we found little Nemo. And plus, in this movie, Nemo's still a kid.
Right.
So it just feels
so
like...
you know this happened, what, a year later?
Like a week later. When
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, and not even that. Yeah, man, Marlin, the fish, played by Albert Brooks. Man, I feel sorry for him, man, because he can't keep these kids together. One of them grown. He just lost Nemo, brought him back home. Everything's good. Now he got Dory. Dory with the short-term memory condition. She can't keep track of 2 seconds ago. Mm-hmm. But one thing that is nagging her, she says, you know something? I know. Years ago, I've lost something. Even from that first movie, I was telling you, I lost something. I can't remember where I put it. Turns out it was her parents.
Those things.
Yeah. I can't remember. Lost her parents like keys. Or maybe her parents tried to get rid of her because at the beginning of the movie, they're like, do you think she's going to be all right? Almost like they were tired of her. Yeah, just leave her out there. We got an excuse.
If we tell her not to do something, she'll probably do it and we'll be rid of her.
Yeah. Because if the fish police ever show up, they're like, well, she had a condition. We don't know what happened to her.
The fish police.
The fish police. You know them fish police on the case. Being that that's been nagging at her, and she knows they're out there, that's the one consistent thing. She goes looking for them. And along the way, of course, she's running into a lot of dangers, a lot of predicaments, and hopefully, being that this is a family film, a lot more new friends. Now, who directed this one? The same guy that directed
Andrew Stanton.
What's that?
Andrew Stanton.
Okay. Guy directed the last one, right?
Yeah.
And I got to tell you something, man. Watching this, where I felt emotional in Finding Nemo and also had fun in Finding Nemo, man, did I just find Debo?
I was like, Nebo. I was like,
Nebo.
I just imagine a strong ass fish coming by. What you got on my seahorse, homie?
With my fish punk.
My sand dollars, punk.
This one, man, I was disturbed. I really was. I mean, this whole thing about Dory forgetting things.
Well, it had an opening like Up, where it showing her as a little kid with that condition, and the parents just like, we can't have you play with the other fish. And okay, Dory, can you remember this? Yeah. Wait, what'd you just say? And your heart goes out like, oh man, this is horrible.
And they will not let you forget it.
Yeah.
No, you feel bad for her because half the time, I mean, seriously, she's struggling, man. Always, like every 5 seconds, she got that stupid look on her face. Can't remember what's going on. And here's the thing: she needs to be in a home. I mean, this is almost like she got Alzheimer's, man. I was not laughing at her condition. I was like, this is sad.
It is one of these things where something I don't like about this movie is that it makes you feel bad for liking Finding Nemo. Because in Finding Nemo, she has a condition, but it's all played for laughs.
Yeah.
It's like you're either annoyed by her or you're laughing at her. Most of the time you laugh at her. And then like they make you go like, hey, isn't it funny how she has this condition? Now they go like, oh, you laughed at that shit? Well, this is how serious this is.
No, it was.
Wow, how you feel about yourself now that you would laugh at a fish with this kind of mental condition?
I know y'all out there saying, man, it's just a fish. No, this shit ain't funny, man.
They lay it on you.
No, man. And the thing is, the reason why it is just like Alzheimer's, man. She's a danger to herself, and she's also a burden and kind of a danger to others.
How can you be talking about the view when I remembered my family?
No, we've done our ocean travels. That part of our lives is over. The only reason to travel in the first place is so you don't have to travel ever again.
Yeah, but I want to...
You see how she knocked him down?
Uh-huh.
And I'm not even bullshitting people. This made me think of my father when he had dementia before he died. Because my father, that's when my mother said, you got to go to a home. Because my father did some crazy shit and knocked her down.
Yeah.
I was looking at this the whole time. I was like, man, this really ain't funny. I know people would laugh, but it's like, it's sad, man.
No. In the first movie, they played it the way it was funny. Here, I didn't laugh at this at all.
No, I know we sound like killjoys, man. The kids are laughing, having fun, and you old motherfuckers in there feeling sorry for this cartoon fish. Sorry, man.
I'm feeling sorry for the situation. Yeah, I feel bad for her, but if you're somebody who cares about her, yeah, she's a burden in your life. She's a danger. And there is that constant feeling like, at what point do we have to have her get professional care on a 24-hour basis?
I mean, it took me everything not to tell these kids, like, shut up!
This shit ain't funny.
Yeah, she got pain.
It's going to happen to you someday.
One day. She got a condition.
What if you have a kid with special needs?
I feel like we're 3.
I was mad, man, because they were laughing. I was really bothered about this. This is playing up more for fun instead of the first film, Finding Nemo. And this one, they are doing everything in their nature to make sure they don't scare the fuck out these little kids. It is a true kids movie. Like, the characters here are funnier. Even with the human beings. It's not, they want to make sure you know them human beings. There's no message about how man is polluting the ocean or how we're such bad people. No, they made sure cleverly to put this in a rescue and release place. So like humans are friends of the fish. They ain't a bad human in here. Everybody's cool to each other. You know, it is a lighthearted film. Except those fish, they talk mad shit to each other.
Oh, yeah.
You can tell they've been in them aquariums with each other way too long. And who was it that played it? It is Destiny. Mm-hmm. Destiny, and what was the other fish? Bailey. Mm-hmm. Those are voiced by Caitlin Olsen and Ty Burrell. Yeah. You know, and even then, they're not too mad at each other. But I like the way the fish, I like that whole notion of like, okay, we've been in for a long time. I don't have to be nice to you no more. You have to be nice to me. You know, fuck you, shut up.
Like an old married couple.
Like an old married couple.
Mm-hmm. Please keep it down over there. My head hurts.
Who's that?
That's my neighbor, Bailey. He was brought in with a head injury.
I know you're talking about me, Destiny.
He thinks he can't use his echolocation, but I've overheard the doctors talking.
I'm right here.
There's not a thing wrong with it.
Every word you're saying about me.
What's echolocation?
Well, Bailey's head is supposed to put out a call, and the echo helps him find objects far away. Oh, but apparently, he's still healing.
I'm like, bitch, fuck you. You really look like, come on, man. In fact, that's all I kept thinking of, man. Shut your ass up. I mean, talking about his head and shit. Oh, man, hold on, Mr. Frames. Mr. Frames, anybody download anything in here? Mr. Frames.
He's probably laughing.
Get Mr. Frames. No, he's mad. You know, don't talk about my friend like that. It's funny because the biggest threat in the movie, I mean, besides Dory trying to find her family and running into, you know, the common unknown threat like a predator or something, are the kids. And the kids, who this movie is intended for, they're the worst.
Yeah, they're like the pure enemies of this movie.
Man, they are. The hands of kids. It's funny how this movie's for kids and the movie's telling the kids, no, you're the assholes.
Well, you know, after we just had a kid fall in the gorilla pen and another one got eaten by an alligator at Disney today.
Oh, yeah. I know, Jesus.
So kids need this.
Yeah, keep your hands to yourself. I don't even know why they had that. Do they really do that at marine facilities where they just have an area where you can just fuck with fish and touch them?
It's usually like stuff that don't really care. Like this, yeah, like like stingrays. You're not supposed
Stingrays?
To, like, yeah, but they have the ones that are like not gonna. They take the stinger out.
The stingless rays.
That sounds cruel too.
But they're like, yeah, they let you touch them and everything, but they won't let you get so close that you can lean into the pool and just like dive in.
Smash them down with your hands.
You can't hurt them like they were in this movie.
Because there are some real cool scenes in here. You know, some scenes, like I said, of action where like Dory and a couple other fish, they like trying to swim through this I guess a small pond where the kids can play with fish, and those little hands are coming down like boulders, man. And even that was making me mad.
Dude, I love the way they did that, especially the part with the worms. They're like, no.
Oh yeah.
No. You're like, this is turning into a horror movie.
Go back. Beware hands. Yeah, man. Another reason why I was mad at the kids in these movies. Is you the problem.
Well, they just amplified that one girl from the first one with the braces that was killing all the fish.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I have to say, though, my favorite was Hank. Hank the octopus.
Sure.
Ed O'Neill
Right,
was the voice. There are artistic reasons why I like him, but also I liked him because he was kind of creepy, too, kind of date rapey. Because he was coming around, he was always shifty-eyed, looking to see if anybody was coming, always asking questions, and always touching with
date rapey.
Man,
That's a really weird way to describe an octopus, dude.
Man, he was always grabbing
He was just
with
paranoid.
those tentacles. Like, no, he was always touching Dory in weird way. Give me your tag. You know, it was some little creepy about Hank.
What do you mean? Just tell me. I'm okay with crazy.
You know, I could see that. Well, there's one thing I can think of to help you get to your family.
Look at him.
I just take...
Yes, great idea.
You see that shit now, right? Yeah.
That is pretty creepy.
Yeah, creepy on. I'm not crazy.
Well, if I just take your tag, I can take your place on the transport truck. Then you can go back inside and find your family. All you have to do is give me the tag.
What tag? There's a tag on my fin.
How could you forget you have a tag on your film?
You're like, Jesus, are you serious?
Yeah, I was gonna rape you, but you got something going on.
This isn't even a challenge.
Yeah,
I don't want to catch it.
Yeah, this is weird for me now. But you see how creepy it is? Tag. You know, I like I like him though because I love this character's design. I love this character's animation. That's one of the things that really sets Pixar apart from other people with the same craft as that. I like the way they use jokes where he was camouflaged on certain things. I was looking at one object and I was focused on it too, and some eyes popped out like, ugh. You remember that?
Yeah.
And
That was cool, but they wore that shit into the ground in the closing credits.
oh, see, I didn't even see the closing credits. I had to
And they're
leave
the
it.
credits, too. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't see that part, so I'm good. But yeah, I thought that was a very well done character. I also like that they have set this in the sea. I mean, I think that's one of the biggest appeals of Finding Nemo is that it's in the sea. The sea offers a variety of colors. It's a great environment to be in. It uses creative elements, you know, like the trash that's in there. Also, you know, it can be very dark. It can be intimidating for the parts that they want to make that way. It's all kind of atmosphere that they can do with these environments. But is when you get past that and you get into the story is where I think the weaknesses for me start to show through. And it's probably because I've seen too many of these, maybe because I'm an animator and I've seen so many animated movies. But, you know, we've been down this road already with Finding Nemo.
Yeah, with this property.
With this particular property. And that's not really doing anything. It's just a different fish.
Yeah.
And some different animals. But what really gets me about this kind of format of this story is that it's kind of using a tired blueprint for animated family films. And what I'm talking about is that old I gotta get back home story. Man, animation uses that over and over again. The brave little toaster. There's always some animals or inanimate objects that are being lost. Snoopy, come home. I'll call my boy out too. Yeah, you do this shit too. You know, I love
blockhead.
I love you, you unoriginal blockhead. You. Also, I mean, Pixar. How many times they gonna do it? Toy Story.
A lot, like all the Toy Story movies. The second half or the last act is all about, okay, a mad dash to get back home.
We gotta find Andy.
We gotta hijack some vehicles.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They always commandeering a car or something, or a wagon, a skateboard or something. And they made like, 3 movies doing this shit. That I don't want to hold it personally against this movie because a lot of movies do it, but it's just personal with me. I'm really getting tired of that format for an animated film. It's almost like we have characters, we have the talent, we have the crew, we have the voices, but we don't have the script. Need to do something. They'll get lost. Hey, we got to get back home. That's always the format there.
Well, everything you said about it artistically is true. I mean, it's what Pixar does.
Yeah.
It's what they do best. And normally we wouldn't even praise them for that because they do it well so often. But when you bring up something like The Good Dinosaur, it's important to say, like, hey, animation-wise, they're back on track. They are everything that we expect from them, and if not more. And I did chuckle through most of it, but I didn't have any big laughs. And overall, I felt really underwhelmed by this movie. I mean, it's a retread of the old material. As you brought up, the edges are softer. There was never a real sense of danger in it, or like I do like the new characters, but it wasn't like when you met Crush, or it felt like an adventure where anything could happen.
Yeah,
it's almost like they're taking the safest road possible. It did feel like it was made for younger kids. And when it gets to the third act, it really kind of it went Angry Birds on it, because there was I mean, it was just, not only was it by rote, but like even their own rules they set up went out the window. It's like we get to the third act, like the whole thing is Dory has her short-term memory loss. That's kind of gone by that point.
Oh, it really is.
She's just like a normal fish. I'm like, hey, and really it cut out halfway through. It wasn't even just the third act. I was like,
yeah.
Man, I mean, y'all paint yourselves in a corner, because her having this memory that goes out so quickly, it makes her good for a short, comic relief. We're trying to build a story around her. It's like that either becomes annoying, or you just can't. You can't function and keep going without that happening.
And the biggest thing about this being a premise that we're overly familiar with, especially for this movie, other movies, they cheated. They say, all right, you know what? Yeah, you know this format, you know this formula, but by the end, we got you. You crying?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Are you cheering for them to be home? And not here. You're just kind of like, God damn, go home. Find something.
The chill with them and chill with them. Pick a side. Let's go.
That's the part where Albert Brooks in the movie, like, she's around a bunch of other fish that look like her, and Albert Brooks is like, just pick two. You can't remember shit anyway. And I was kind of the same way. I was like, I'm just tired.
When he said that, it lit up a center in my brain. I was like, yeah, I'm with you right there.
Yeah, exactly. Even characters that I like, Hank, there's a subplot brought up with him where he's like, I hate the ocean. I ain't going back to that shit, man. You can't make me go. And while I wonder, what happened to Hank, man? What messed his mind up? You'll never find out. And that was important because Hank is making friends. He has trust issues, and we never find out why he has trust issues. So when he finally starts to trust, it's been like, yeah, what the fuck was wrong with you in the first place? Weirdo.
This 6 hours you spent with this random fish has changed your life.
Yeah, we never know why. Corey, what's up?
Well, I mean, with me, I think, especially when you said you brought up this was a little bit more jolly or more jovial for kids. I thought this was a lot darker than the first one. I thought so too. Like, I thought especially when they're bringing up Dory, like, I don't know where my family is, I don't know this, and they kept, beating that into your skull. You're like, wow, this is, like you said, you feel bad for her. Not like Nemo, you're like, all right, I feel like he'll make her through with his little special fin. He'll be all right. With Dory, you're like, man, she might die in this. So they did that, and then they had a whole bunch of like you said, the pool scene was a mini horror scene. The part where they showed also in the trailers with the squid. You're like, this is going to be the end of a franchise if she goes out like this.
And then they'll do something in the same movie where it's just kind of like, well, y'all are playing it so safe for kids, but then y'all making some of these characters assholes, man. I was talking about my boy Gerald.
Yeah.
Over there. I said when we did a trailer discussion about this, and I said, Gerald looked like he's mentally challenged. And then the other seals, they treat him like shit.
Oh, Gerald! Off the road! Don't you worry about what they
When I was watching this, I was like, nah, I know they ain't gonna do that. I know that Gerald just gonna be kind of crazy. He's probably an asshole himself. It's like, no, Gerald's mentally challenged.
Yeah.
He's retarded, man. They treat him like shit. And I'm like, they're making me feel bad about a lot of conditions, mental conditions that people have. Look at Gerald right there. I mean,
I think that was one of the main things this movie was trying to do, because every person or every aquatic animal they ran into had some kind of disability. Like with the first one, it was just Nemo, but like in this one, everyone's got something that's wrong with them, and I feel like they were trying to go for that. Be like, hey, even though there's a whole bunch of different people with a whole bunch of different handicaps, we can all still come together and work and get this cause together. But they ended up losing it at the very end.
As far as a Pixar movie goes, I mean, we've got maybe we hold Pixar to a higher standard now. Maybe that's what they've done to themselves. But even I'm looking at this. It didn't have to be Pixar. Judging it by a movie on its own and a sequel, I don't think that Pixar has sequelitis exactly going on just yet. I think they really did come in and try to make a good movie. I think they just wanted to make a film that was a lot more fun, and on a certain extent, they did. But at the same time, it's not as strong as the first Finding Nemo, and it's not really one of their stronger movies. It's not Cars by any means. I think families are going to have a little fun with this too, so I'm not going to come down too hard on it. I'm going to go ahead and give this a matinee.
I think I feel really the same way you do, except about the main qualm with, you know, it's an old story. I mean, we've had this since E.T. Some kind of creature's got to get back home. This is something that's always going to be new to kids. And like if you know, for movie critics, we've seen it a whole bunch of times, or you know, anybody older than 16 has seen it a whole bunch of times. But this movie is made for basically everybody 12 and under, and then if you're older than that, maybe you'll get some laughs at it, maybe you won't. But as a family film, I think it does a great job of that. As long as you're entertained and you're engaged in the movie, even though it does have some issues about obeying its own rules and Dory's mental problem just vanishing at a moment's notice. And with that, man, I'll give it a full price.
Okay, boy, you are so weird sometimes. I mean, you criticize hard. You have more criticisms than praise, and then you say full price.
I think he gave it a lot of praise, but he had enough negative things there that I wasn't expecting a full price.
Yeah, I ain't even criticizing myself. I'm just saying you surprised.
He's critiquing you.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
So do you give Corey a full price?
You know, I'll give you a compliment. You're unpredictable, unlike this movie.
That he is.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
You can't say that about Dory.
Little backhand on Dory there.
Little backhand shuffle. What's up?
I probably enjoyed this the least out of you two. Like I said, it was underwhelming, and I do feel like it was Pixar sequelitis, because it's sequelitis when either your sequel is one of those old tired plots, or you were just redoing what you did the first time and not putting any kind of new spin on it. The only new spin is that it's Dory this time, but other than that, it's just too familiar and not even as good as what we already saw the first time. It's like just swimming through the same waters again. And I really wish I could have got more out of it. I just felt like for Pixar, for them to even do this, it's like, well, I don't even know that anybody was calling for a sequel to Finding Nemo, because it was a complete and satisfying story, beginning, middle, and end. And when we got to the end, he was like, hey, we accomplished what we needed. I don't necessarily need to see the further adventures of. I mean, if anything, you know, was going to cry for a sequel, it would be The Incredibles, because that's kind of open-ended for more adventures. And even Toy Story didn't seem like they could, but they did come up with more. And I mean, for me personally, it's more of a rental, but I understand its appeal to families, because it is written like where Nemo had more of an overall appeal. This is more of a kids movie appeal. So I'm gonna give it a low matinee.
Yeah. I don't want you to get mad at me. This is my girl, and she would tell you, I'm not making this up. I'm not lying. She the biggest laugh she had in the movie, she was cracking up. And I looked at myself, what the hell are you laughing about? Every time Marlin came on screen, like, what the fuck is going on with you? And she just finally said, he looks like Martin. And I was like, no, he don't.
No, he does. And
then I see it. Yeah, I thought about it. I was like, we put a hat and a mustache and glasses on Marlon. Like, oh, like, goddamn. And that's why I couldn't stop seeing that the whole movie, man. You were on the screen.
Hey, he was saying everything I was thinking the whole time.
DJ's Nemo.
Yeah. Martin, you make a badass fish, man. I like that. You're the coolest fish I've ever seen, man.
I do like that. I want to use it as my Facebook icon.
Can you? Sammy did it, man.
Nice, Sammy.
Yeah, I told Sammy, I said, Sammy got a mission for you. Turn Marlon into Martin. You should put that as your Facebook avatar, man. That's nice.
I know who it is.
Martin, that's what I can say about you, man. You have a look. You have a hard, great look, man. And, you know, you hard look. I mean,
I can leave y'all alone.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to our channel and go over to our home, doubletoasted.com, for more videos and live streams. And remember, stay toasty.